I wasn't able to win that same way because she started to play more aggressive, go for her shots a little bit more. So I wasn't too disappointed in myself. I just wish I made the adjustment a little bit quicker. Maybe it would have saved a little bit of future gray hairs or something.
Well, listen, you got out in straight sets, which was great. Second week in Australia, semis in the Middle East.
In a startling change of events, after losing to the 19-year-old in the third round, Coco Gauff, ranked 4th in the world, publicly proclaimed Alex Eala to be the finest player at the Indian Wells. The tennis community has been rocked by this match, and today we're going into every aspect. Now, if you have been paying attention to the competition, you are aware that Coco Gauff got off to a great start. For a brief while, it appeared as though Gauff was headed for yet another outstanding performance after winning the first 2 games of the first set. After all, Eala had been thoroughly defeated by Gauff just 2 weeks prior, so there were high hopes that she would succeed once more. However, as the game progressed, an amazing event occurred. Alex Eala started to change things. Eala's incredible recovery put Gauff, who had been in total control early on, under more and more pressure. It was clear that Eala could swiftly adapt to the court's leisurely pace. Eala appeared to step up to the plate as the game wore on. Gauff was unable to keep up with Eala's unrelenting tempo, even though at first it appeared as though she might escape with a set. And Eala raised her game and dominated every point when it mattered most. Everyone was in amazement of the outstanding performance, not only the victory. The first set was just spectacular. Gauff lost every other point in a commanding 6-2 score after winning the opening set's first 2 points. Eala's skill and perseverance were on full display, and the turnaround was amazing. Even the most ardent tennis enthusiasts were astounded by Eala's poise and capacity for change. Every time Gauff believed she had regained control, Eala had an answer. Eala demonstrated why she is one of the most fascinating young talents in women's tennis today, whether it was through a cheeky shot, a rapid adjustment on the court, or just her general fitness. However, the situation didn't end there. Eala continued to play dominantly at the start of the second set, scoring 2 points quickly and maintaining that momentum. But when Gauff had to retire due to an injury, the game took a drastic turn. Even though Eala was obviously the frontrunner at that moment, she did not want to win that manner. Eala showed sincere concern for Gauff's welfare at her press conference following the game. She hoped Gauff a quick recovery and made it obvious that she didn't want to win the match in this way. Eala's compassion for her opponent was clear in the way she spoke, and it was an example of great sportsmanship.
Yeah, so back to your question, I really didn't want to win this way, but this is still a really big moment for me to be able to play on Stadium 1 of Indian Wells and against such a great competitor. I'm really grateful to be here and I'm super happy. Yeah.
Eala's post-match response demonstrated her character and reaffirmed her regard for her teammates. She didn't care to celebrate or brag, despite having just achieved one of the biggest victories of her career. Rather, she was thinking of Coco Gauff, a player she admires and respects. Eala is a role model for budding tennis players because of her humility and sportsmanship, which have won her many admirers worldwide. This incident was just one more example. However, let's not discount Alex Eala's performance in this instance. She has often demonstrated that she is a formidable opponent. Eala has already defeated 3 players in the top 10 after defeating Coco Gauff, and she hasn't even made it into the top 20 worldwide yet. She has incredible stats, and if she wins this competition, her rating will undoubtedly soar. This player is quickly becoming well known, and the excitement surrounding her will only increase. Fans aren't the only ones paying attention though. Eala has been dubbed the next big thing in women's tennis by experts. Former American tennis player Sam Querrey boldly declared before the competition began that Alex Eala will soon surpass Coco Gauff and Aryna Sabalenka in size. And it's difficult to disagree with that prognosis in light of this incredible victory versus Gauff. Eala is becoming more self-assured, and her success in Indian Wells only serves to confirm that she is prepared to assume the top spot.
Biggest draw in women's tennis right now.
Yes.
Is she bigger than Sabalenka? Is she bigger than Coco?
Dude, it's crazy. She's having the same effect that Fonseca was having, like, on the men's side last year in Miami.
It's like Fonseca, but I think it's bigger than Fonseca.
It is, yeah, it is.
Like, the Doha, like, crowds were insane for her.
Sam Querrey also mentioned Eala's enormous impact on the sport. Eala broke a new attendance record with nearly $5 million in ticket sales during her very first Indian Wells event. You don't see that very often, particularly for a player who hasn't made it into the top 20. Eala is obviously more than just a player. She is a celebrity. Tennis players like Gauff, Sabalenka, and Pegula are all taking notice of her growing popularity.
things in the world.
Yeah, correct. She's definitely one to watch, obviously because she's so good, but just for the atmosphere. You want to tune into her matches just to see what it's like on the court.
There's got to be like a little jealousy maybe from some of the women, that girl's coming in, she's not top 10, biggest star in the world.
Alex Eala is the top player at Indian Wells. According to Coco Gauff herself, Eala's style of play was well suited to the slow courts at Indian Wells, according to Gauff, who also commended Eala's adaptability. Gauff even went so far as to claim that Eala is the greatest under these circumstances. She emphasized how Eala's remarkable fitness and quickness on the court are demonstrated by her ability to move swiftly from one side of the court to the other. Gauff also noted that Eala is a dangerous opponent due to her quick reflexes and sly shots.
Physical here because the courts are so slow and the points are a little bit longer, and it's hard for me to hit a winner, and it's probably hard for them to hit a winner. So it's just being prepared to play a lot of awkward shots, a lot of long points.
The remarks made by Coco Gauff reveal a lot about Eala's rising stature on the WTA Tour. Eala has the potential to become a future star, according to Gauff, who has been a mainstay in the top rankings for years. It's not only Gauff, either. Another elite player, Jessica Pegula, has acknowledged that Eala is currently drawing more attention to the sport than anybody else. Pegula talked about her encounter with Eala and how the atmosphere around the game surprised her. Pegula was immediately aware that she was a part of something momentous because of the size of the audience and the electrifying energy. In tennis, the atmosphere was so heated that Pegula called it insane, which is the ultimate compliment. Eala's success on the court has only increased her star power, and her appearance in Indian Wells has been nothing short of electrifying. Her fan base is growing with each game, and it's obvious that she has a very high ceiling. She will create history if she can maintain this momentum and win the competition. She will establish herself as one of the most promising players in the tennis world, in addition to becoming the first player to win the coveted Indian Wells tournament on her debut. Not to be overlooked is the possible victory's historical significance. Alex Eala will be the only player in history to win Indian Wells on their first attempt. That's a significant achievement that might propel her to the top of the WTA rankings. Although her victory over Gauff is already a huge accomplishment, winning at Indian Wells would significantly alter her career. In conclusion, Coco Gauff's acknowledgement that Alex Eala is Indian Wells' top player speaks much about the skill and promise of the young Filipino. Eala has often demonstrated that she is prepared for the big stage, and her victory over Gauff is simply the most recent illustration of her extraordinary talent. Eala is undoubtedly a talent to keep an eye on for years to come as she keeps rising through the ranks and attracting more attention. This is just the start of what could be an amazing career, so be sure to stay tuned. However, what are your thoughts? Can Alex Eala maintain her hegemony at Indian Wells and make history as the first player to win the competition in her maiden appearance? Will she represent the future of women's tennis? Please share your opinions in the comments section below. As usual, please remember to subscribe to our channel and like this video. For more thrilling updates, we appreciate your viewing and hope to see you again soon for more Indian tennis action. The Wells Tournament.